Check it out, check it out, check it out. Oh, we are starting. We are starting, but is there an echo? Okay. We're starting right now, but I gotta talk to IG right now. I'm live on IG. Y'all come and follow me. That's what y'all do. Come and follow me. Right now, go to IG. Go to YouTube, I mean. What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? Just give me a moment here. We about to get this thing started. We about to get an echo. Let me fix this. Check one, two, check one, two. Perfect. There we go. A little bit of echo here. Y'all see me on IG. Y'all jump on YouTube right now. Check your boy out. It's going down. All right. Next video. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Can you hear me? Check one, two. Check one, two. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Check one, two. Check one, two. I got to make a phone call real quick because I got to make sure that this show is popping. I got to make sure that this show is popping because we about to get into it, and I got to make sure you guys can hear me. So if you can't hear me, if you can hear me, press a 1 in the chat. Press a 1 in the chat, but I got to make sure here. Let me call my boy Walt D. Got to call him back real quick. Check one, two. Check one, two. Hey, do me a favor, Walt D. Can you sign on your YouTube and make sure you can hear me?
Okay. Let me go through it real quick.
Yeah, just make sure.
Just like through the internet?
Yeah, just go through the internet, go on your YouTube, check out the live, make sure that y'all can hear me because I don't think they can hear me for some reason.
Oh, okay. I'm here right now, YouTube. We'll type in too much Moxie real quick. Yeah, my computer had to restart.
Okay.
All right. But I just signed in the StreamYard right now.
For sure.
Too much Moxie.
Check this out. Check us out. We about to get started. Stay tuned. Don't leave. It's gonna be a deep one. It's gonna be a serious one. But I gotta make sure you guys can hear me. I don't want to be just throwing my hands in the air and y'all not knowing what I'm doing up here.
It says the old one. Oh no, it's still the Man Talk, right?
Yeah, Man Talk. That's the one. We on that. We doing the Man Talk today. We doing that. We did. If y'all was able to watch me on TikTok, it went down on TikTok, but now we got to bring it to the YouTube platform as well. You can hear me? Okay, perfect. That's what I need to know. All right, brother. I'm gonna sign off. Yep, I'll see you on the broadcast. Let's get it. All right, y'all. Now that I know that y'all can hear me, let me close that out. Now that I know that y'all can hear me, we about to get into it. Now that I know that y'all can hear me. All right. Welcome everyone to the Man Talk on the Too Much Moxie podcast. I am your humble host, Too Much And y'all see my co-host joining me real quick. Y'all see him, the big Walt D, right? And today we're diving into a topic that hits close to home. A lot of us expressing needs in relationships, right? A lot of us are expressing needs in relationships, whether you're in a long-term partnership, a marriage, a boyfriend, girlfriend, situationship, or just starting out. This one's for you. So grab your seat and let's get started. Stay tuned. We about to get the banner up here real quick. All right, give me 1 second here. About to get this thing started. So let this clip play, and then we about to get things started.
Yeah, I feel like I join the choir. Shit, I should go to church. Amen. Praise the Lord. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, made that shit and got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. What you know about losing your best friend, or losing your best man, losing your blood brother from a sister, wishing you can free him again. All the real niggas put y'all hands in the air for the real niggas y'all done lost. All the real niggas tell y'all gang the air for all the bitch niggas y'all done tossed. Man, this shit got real crazy, feel like we losing niggas on the daily. All I had tears in my eyes, anger said somebody need to die. I was trying to get some get back, they killed my homie of a bitch, nigga. I be down, won't get my get back. Let's crack and look at me wrong, that boy about to get his shit pushed back. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, made that shit and got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir.
All right. We back in this mug. Man. We got to bring the energy today, Big Walt. But I see you, man. I like the shades, man. Man, Big Walt ain't playing out here. He's letting them women know what time it is. Now, we all know communication is key in any relationship, right? But let's be real. It's not always easy, especially for us guys who often grow up being told keeping our feelings under wraps, right? Today, we're going to break down those walls, right? So, Big Walt, I want to start with some facts, man. You know, I tried to do this on TikTok the other day, but I got 5 of them. One of the facts I got is perception of messages, right? Messaging, the way we think, right? Women and men sometimes perceive the same messages differently, right or wrong?
Of course.
I can't hear you, Big Walt.
But of course.
Say it again. There we go.
Of course.
While both can exhibit a range of behaviors, right? Nurturing, aggressive, taskful, focused, sentimental. Societal expectations often lead women to be more sensitive to interpersonal meanings and men to be more sensitive to status implications and messages. The difference can cause conflicts in interpreting messages with relationships. And oftentimes, I don't know how many times I've talked to a woman and I feel like she didn't hear a word I said. At the drive-through, I gotta say the same thing over. I gotta say at least twice, 3 times before they get it, right? When I'm talking to a woman, it's like you see the eyelids just kind of blink and go on the back of their heads because they're not ready for a lecture, right? They're not ready for a truth bomb, right? So, Big Walt, we got our relationship coach here with us, man. Big Walt, man. What do we do with perception of messages? Like, how do we really get our point across to women so we can express our feelings and get what we want, pretty much?
Well, for one, you have to make sure you have the right women in your circle.
Okay.
Because if you do not have the right women in your circle that hey, this is the maturity that I expect from you, and this is the standard that I hold you to. So if you can't be mature and understand me in certain ways, and then when you don't understand me, approach me in a certain way, then I can't have you in my environment. I can't have you in my ecosystem. I can't have you in my atmosphere, because then it's going to change the way I communicate. It's going to change the way I get my message across. And I don't want to have to change the way I get my message across, or change the way I communicate, or emasculate myself just to suit you. We got to realize men are like any other organism. You put an organism in a certain environment, it's either going to grow or die. So it's up to us to have our environment to where we can grow. We can grow in speech, grow in communication. If you have women around you that's on eggshells, then that's on you as a man. You need to you need to have better setup.
I totally agree, man. So the first thing is to get the right women around us, right? But how do we okay, let's say we have the right women around us, right? Let's say we have the right women around, or let's say we don't have the right women around. Let's say we're just talking to a woman passing by on the street, and we're just trying to get some directions, right? How do we get, it's difficult for a man to approach a woman in any area nowadays, right? Because we don't know what she's on. She could be on that bullsh, you know what I'm saying? Or she could be interested. We don't know. How do we as men, without being too intimidating to a woman, because we want to be direct with them. We want to be direct with them. We don't want to go through all the fluff that, we're not here to be social butterflies. We're here to get things done. Pretty much. So how do we do it, man? How do we talk to these women? Let's just say she is the wrong woman. Let's say we're trying to get it, but maybe this is a coworker. Maybe this is could even be a boss. Could even be a manager. Maybe it's some woman. How do we express our feelings so we get what we want without without getting into a confrontation or a fight?
In that case, what your expectations are. That person can either go left or right with it. So you as a man have to be steadfast, stoic. Like you said before, on the other podcast, speak slow, speak clear. And you're hoping for the best, but you're ready for the worst.
Right. Don't be afraid to walk away from these women too.
Right.
The moment they start popping off and doing all that, just walk away.
And that's what I'm saying.
Don't waste time.
You stand on your square. You approach them. Don't go off course. Say what you need. Say what you need done, and say how you want it done. If they pop off, thank you. I love you at a distance. See you later. But if they don't, okay, then we can move to phase 2. You move to the next level of communication. You start getting things done. But when a woman starts popping off, or even a man for that, because you have a lot of feminized men too. So when any person starts popping off at you, then you need to know how to not cater to that, how to not bend to that, because it's so easy for them to start bending you like this. It's a spiritual battle. Remember, people don't like when I address the Bible, but that's just me. I'm a minister. I'm a life coach, and so on and so forth. It's a spiritual battle. It's like this. When you're talking to somebody, it's like this. You don't want them to start, what you mother, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like this. No, you stay like this. Don't start catering to them. The moment you start catering to what they're saying, and even if they're getting too far, you need to be able to walk away. or you need to be able to just speak your piece and walk away. Because there's two differences. There's two differences. And this is why I teach young men, because sometimes just walking away isn't enough, because you have people watching you, watching what example you're going to say, right? So sometimes you need to speak your piece and walk away. Because if you just walk away, the people looking up to you that don't know how to handle those situations, that's looking for a mentor, that's looking for, trust me, people are watching you. Speak your piece, walk away. And then sometimes, yeah, you need to walk away, but you need to know the difference.
Well said. Well said. I want to share a story about a friend of mine. We're going to call his name Mike. We're just going to call him Mike just for purpose, right? Mike never told his partner what he really needed, thinking it wasn't manly. Guess what? It didn't end well, right? Does that sound familiar? Let's talk about why this happens. Why are men in relationships with their partners, right? Because that's really where we're going with this. You know, we can't assume that Mike has the right girl or the wrong girl. We just know that Mike wasn't taught to express himself. Mike was taught, hey, the woman is a goddess, right? She's a god, she's a queen. You know, Mike has the mother goddess queen simp chip program. You know, Mike was came from a single mother, right? And Mike was just like, hey man, you know, happy wife, happy life. Whatever she wants, she gets. But in the process, Mike's not happy. Mike's not happy. And he can't really explain why he's not happy, because he's not used to he's not used to opening up and sharing how he feels with a woman. Now, of course, when we're talking back and forth as like men, you know, he might express, man, my girl doing this, my girl doing that. But how do we help somebody like Mike, who sounds like most men in life, right? Most men today, especially in the Black community, and I'm talking about all men too, really. But how do we deal with Mike, who closes off his emotions and doesn't express his feelings exactly what he wants to his woman?
Well, you have to help them with their courage. I get that a lot in what I do professionally. I have married men that come up to me and say, hey, I'm about to leave my wife. And I ask them, I say, okay, why? And they're like, well, she doesn't do this, she doesn't do that. I expect her to do this and that. And I say, okay, well, before you leave her, did you tell her this? Well, no, she's just supposed to. No, you're the leader.
Ooh, go ahead.
If you're the leader and you're not leading by instruction, then you're at fault too. Now, if you said everything you want to happen, how it needs to be done, and your expectations, I get it. And you gave them a window of time to follow. Okay, fine. Hey, I got to bounce. Like you're disturbing my peace. You're disturbing the family. But if you didn't tell your wife, your girlfriend, especially your wife, that this is how I need it done, this is what I expect, and you're just afraid of how she might pop off at you, then you leave. That's your fault as a bad leader. Because here's the thing. A woman is just going to go for what she knows, right?
Yeah.
If all she knows, if the last time she received instruction was when she was a single mother, that's what she's going to go for. If the last time she received instruction was from her dad that said, it's okay, princess, that's what she's going to go for. If the last time she received instruction was from her mom that said, don't take this from a man, don't blah, 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 that's what she's going to go for. Her spirit is saying, awaiting new instructions, sir. Even if she is giving you
this, not to cut you off, sorry about that.
Go ahead.
Question real quick. why is it so tough for men to open up? And what are the reasons that you've seen? Give me some reasons that men tell you why they can't talk to their wife, why they can't do this or do that. You gave one of them. They expect her to know already, right? So men are marrying wives, expecting them to know how to be a wife. But that's true. You want that woman to be a wife, but you still got to lay down the expectations, right? You still got to set the standards, right? You still got to tell her, even as if she doesn't know already. You still got to tell her what your expectations and what your standards are, right?
Right.
So, what other reasons do they give besides they think she should know? Why aren't they opening up? Why aren't they setting the standards in the beginning?
Well, another one of the top reasons that I get in what I do is the social constructs, because they, even from preachers to social media gurus, all these different platforms, they're like, oh, you can't talk to your wife like that. You can't hold your wife accountable. You gotta use more method and more seasoning. Okay, yeah, I understand. As an adult, we need to learn how to talk to each other. But that's not what I'm getting at when I'm saying what I'm saying. A lot of these people out there, these entities, these gurus, these preachers, they want you to always approach your wife with kid gloves. They want you to always approach your wife with the happy wife, happy life. Like, I'm not going to hold you accountable. I could take this on as a man, and so on and so forth. And it's hard to communicate to your wife or to your woman or to anybody when there's social constructs saying that you can't freely talk to them as an adult. And that's the problem. Oh, you're going to hurt your wife's feelings. So sometimes you need to get your feelings hurt in order to grow. Why is it that what applies in the real world, people don't want to apply, they don't want it to apply to their relationships? I never understood that. When you're on a sports team, the coach has to what? Correct you. He's not going to always correct you softly. If you're at a job, they're not going to always correct you how you want to be corrected when you're at a job. There's deadlines. When if an emergency situation happens, hey, get over there. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care if I hurt your feelings. At least you're alive. But as soon as we get to a relationship, or as soon as we get to where men have to communicate with women, they want you to do it in this politically correct, pampering way. And how do you expect, and if you do that, that shuts off all masculinity in communication. So a man has to know how to break social constructs and say, hey, I might hurt my woman's feelings by saying this, but I got to say it. Now, I'm going to try my best to talk to her with respect, dignity, honor, whenever I can. But right now, you need the truth. Right now, our family is hurting. You need instructions. Right now, I need to tell you that your attitude stinks and you need to fix it or get away from me. Right now, I need to tell you, hey, you either listen to me and we vibe together, or you listen to your friends and go be with your friends. Your friends don't run this relationship.
Ooh.
A man has to be bold enough to say those type of things, but he's scared now because, for one, he fears entities, he fears social constructs, and he fears divorce because women have been.
He fears divorce. That's a fact, and let me tell you what else they're fearing. They fearing that she got other brothers in the inbox.
Right.
They fearing that she gonna go to the next man. And they want it. They don't want that. They don't. Their man card somehow going to be gone if their woman checks out and cheats on them. You know what I'm saying? So they fear that. They fear that, hey man, if I don't talk to her softly, some other brother's gonna come in and take what's mine. So let me hit you with another fact, right? Interpersonal versus status implication, right? Typically, women expect relationships to be based on a partnership. We don't like that word, right? But they want it to be a partnership and cooperation, emphasizing similarities and collective decision making, right? They want you to discuss with them, negotiate with them, right? But in contrast, men often expect relationships to be more about independence, right? And competition, focusing on personal needs and highlighting differences from others, meaning we're already set up a certain way. We're already set up to lead. It's not that we don't want, it's not that we're not interdependent with our woman, and we definitely want our woman to be interdependent with us. We want her to discuss things before she does it, because we need to watch over that, right? But a lot of times men got it flipped upside down. They're the ones being interdependent with their wife instead of being independent. They're the ones discussing big decisions with their wives and small decisions with their wives, and wondering why when things don't go well, she's gonna blame you. You discussed it with her, but guess what? When y'all discuss it and it goes wrong, guess what she's gonna look at? She's still gonna call you a weak brother. She's still gonna say you missed the mark, right? And vice versa, right? The moment that man starts doing what the wife wants, discussing things with her, right? It's gonna be the same thing. She's still gonna point the finger and blame. Well, you should have did it the way you thought was best then. Why'd you the leader, you the man, right? So it's like a catch-22 sometimes, man. So I always tell men this, Walter, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. You're the expert. You're the relationship coach. I always tell men this, man. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So you might as well make a decision. You might as well be a man and make a decision and own it, right? I say this in a lot of my shows, right? There's no such thing as right or wrong decisions. There are only decisions that you make and decisions that you make right. Your job as the man is to make the decision and then make it right. No matter where that decision takes you, that decision can be all bad that you made, but you rear it back in it, and you get it back on point. That's your job as a man, right or wrong.
I agree, right? I'll give you an example in that. Like, let's say you're a tour guide for the forest, or a tour guide for the desert or something. You have the vision, you have the knowledge, you have the understanding. Everybody that you take on the tour is not going to have the same vision and insight that you have. And if you start bending towards the will of the people that you take on tour, everybody could pass away. Can I say that?
Okay.
I don't know about the YouTube thing.
We always say deletion, self-deletion or whatever, or
you could be deleted.
Way.
You go into the jungle, everybody's like, "Oh, I'm hungry. Hey, we can't eat right here, because if we eat right here, that's going to attract certain animals by that cave over there, and they'll come out and attack us. But I'm hungry." Well, you don't understand the vision. You better not eat right now. We got to get 2 miles up the road. You got to be stoic like that, because and I like when you say we don't really like the word partnership, because if you're on a certain path, you know what you need to do. You can't have a partnership in that, because a partnership and a partner in that aspect, I mean, she's your life partner, but as far as the mission, if your partner doesn't understand the mission, it's not really a partnership. You have to know your mission. God can give you something to do, and if you don't follow that, and you say, "Hey, God, I can't do that because my woman ain't down with it," you're going to have to answer for that.
Right.
And Yeshua was a good example. Yeshua with his disciples, there were so many things he had to do. Even though the disciples were with him, there was times when it wasn't counted as a partnership. He was like, hey, I need to do this. This is what I need to do, or else you guys will not be saved, or you guys will go through some hardships. And that's the problem with a lot of men right now. They don't know how to communicate like that, and their family is going through hardships. Their kids are going through hardships, and their household is just in shambles.
Let me ask you this, Walter. Let's get current news in this. Let's talk about some celebrities, because they're the easiest ones to talk about. You know, they're so public, right? Tia Mowry, and what's her husband's name? Corey something. What's her husband's name?
I forgot. That's sad.
If you were there, you know she's trying to get back with him, right? She divorced him, and now she wants him back. She's crying on TV. She's thirst trapping on. I got her on my IG. She's thirst trapping on her IG. You know, showing off the package that's supposed to be for that brother, right? Now, if you were their relationship coach, you were their counselor. If you were their relationship coach. If you were taught marital counselor, right? If you were counseling them, what would you have told them? What would you tell them?
What, then or now?
Let's go then, and then let's go down. Let's go before she decided to because she divorced him. He didn't divorce her. She divorced him.
Right.
So what advice would you have given her? You know, especially seeing how now she's suffering because she's realizing, hey man, the dating market has changed.
Well, I would tell her, I would say, hey, don't be fooled. This world has a big influence. Remember, like the Emperor's New Clothes, that they'll pump your head big. Or I could leave my marriage because I'm bored, or I need to do me. Remember all the things that she was saying? That was the world doctrine, right? But he was part at fault too, because he didn't stand up to her and say, look, babe, if you leave me, you're going to go through some hard things. I'm telling you, right here is where it's at. And let me tell you why.
Right. Because look at it. She was the breadwinner in the beginning, right? You know, she was famous. He was just coming up into acting and things like that. Or I think the story is she turned him into an actor. I'm not sure. But now his career took off a little bit, and now she had to take a backseat, right? There goes that communication again. There goes not communicating, expressing what you want. Like it go, even though this is a man talk, it goes on both sides. A lot of times women don't know how to express themselves correctly either. They just mash everything together and get you confused.
Well, because it's culture. When see the issues that I have professionally is when I ask people, I say, where did you get that thought from? Where did you get that mode from? Where did you get what you're saying to your spouse from? They get it from some movie, from some TV show, from some women's or men's group, depending on if you're a woman or a man. And I said, our culture doesn't come from that. And they're going to tell you those entities are going to tell you what they need to tell you so that they can make money off of you. An entity that's making money off of you does not care about you. You need to get, and I tell people, I say, you need to get a more solid foundation. I'm not saying you have to believe, even though I'm a minister, you don't have to believe what I believe, and you don't need to get into the Bible, whatever, even though that's what I recommend. But at the same time, I tell couples, I say, you need to have a solid foundation that you can go to and get advice from that's not exploiting you. You can't get advice from the TV. You can't get advice from your local men's or women's groups. You can't get advice from them. Because they're going to tell you, and it's sad, but how many women do you know, they look fine by themselves. They look beautiful. Their man said, hey, I love you for who you are. And they said, you know what? I need to go get plastic surgery anyway. And they go get the plastic surgery, and then they get deleted. And now they're not there to enjoy life because they didn't want to take instruction from the man. And they didn't know how to.
I am convinced that we need to just, for lack of better, I don't know. I don't. Let me be careful how I word this on YouTube. I am convinced that men need to take back the power position and the power roles in all things, especially in relationships. Well, I think we've seen what happens when we give a woman money, a job, equality, powerful positions. Everyone talks about the abuse of the men, but we really love women. We really love our children. We really love society because we're the ones that take care of society. We're the ones that create the infrastructure that everyone takes advantage of. So, I think it's important that we always, first of all, let me say this, men, work on yourselves, become the best version that you can become, right? You'll lead better that way rather than just winging it, right? Come up with a plan, right? Have a well thought out plan, get some wisdom, get around some sharp brothers. If you don't know things, right, get the answers that you need so you can lead correctly, man, because not only are the women and the children watching you, but other men are watching you, man. And we judge you, brother. You don't get no respect for playing the game on easy mode. If you're playing in a hard mode and you're winning, if you're playing on all Madden, we respect you. But if you're playing on pro or rookie, we shaking our head just like that woman shaking her head, like, man, you in trouble. Because let's be real, a lot of women don't know how to choose, right? They choose these men who are playing the game on rookie mode. They choose these men who are playing the game on pro, and then they get upset with the very men that they choose. I was talking to a brother today. I was like, there's brothers on the down low, right? They're on the down low. And I'm always thinking to myself, how come these women don't know that dude's on the down low? We as men, we can tell. Like, there's something wrong. That brother got a little sugar in his tank. But they can't tell, and they still date them and marry them. It's always it amazes me that the women, they just do not know how to pick. Like they'll go and marry the man coming out of jail and thinking they could change him and mold him. No, you're not a man. That man is supposed to take you and mold you. You're the clay, not him. So it always baffles me, man. But let me come up with matter of fact, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. I'm gonna come back, do an advertisement, right? And then we'll get back into the last half of the show because we're winding it down. I think we're talking good, but let me play a couple videos real quick and then come up with our sponsor for the day, and then we'll get on with today's program. And I always like going with my boy. I always like going with Uncle D. Man, Uncle D just hits them in their face. So let's start it like this.
Men, and you're trying to dictate to us what we should do, what I should be telling these men. You came to my page to tell me that I need to tell these men that they need to come to the table with a group of women who have the highest rate of abortion, who have an increasing incarceration rate, who have the highest rate of divorce, who have the highest rate of STDs, the highest out-of-wedlock birth rate, who have known around the world for being strong, independent, and don't need a man, who have, for the past 55 years, used television, radio, mass media of all sorts, movies from The Color Purple to Stella's Got a Groove Back to tell the world that the black man is nothing. And you want me to tell these black men These black men who trust me and love me and appreciate my opinion because I'm truthful in that, oh yeah, brother, now it's time to go back to the table because Ivy Johnson said so. That's what you want me to do?
Yeah. We're terrified.
Those you black women who are listening to me, if you're a good black woman, this don't fucking apply to you. I'm talking to these hoes out here taking advantage and talking shit. This doesn't apply to you. Don't step in this motherfucking war zone, because I'll fuck you up too. Your state, y'all had 50 years of sitting by watching these horrible, ridiculous ass women talk shit about black men. And you did nothing. You sat there, you kikied, and you laughed. I ain't fucking with y'all. I'm leaving y'all alone. I'm giving you a pass. I get it. Women don't like to attack other women in public. I fucking get it. Don't jump in this motherfucker trying to defend these women for this horrible behavior. We will fuck you up too. Okay? Don't jump in this shit, because by not saying anything about it, you tacitly agreed to their activities. So stay out of this shit. This is necessary. This is a culling that's happening right now. So mind, turn the other way, go back to your husbands and your children, sit your asses down and shut the fuck up, and let these strong men that you've been asking for deal with these rotten, savage ass hoes that's out here messing up your reputation. Because see, some of us have daughters. Some of us have wives that are black. Some of us have sisters and mothers that are black. And we don't want to get them caught up into this whole shit. And we don't want their reputation to be shit on. We don't want them to have to go in public and be looked upon like they're some fighting in the motherfucking airport hose. Scrapping in the Walmart hose. Shit talking loud ass, disrespectful. We don't want our daughters to get caught up in that. So let us men deal with these hoes. Since y'all was unable to do it, here we are. We're going to deal with it. You have 55 years. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. You sat back, you let them do what they wanted to do, and now it's our time.
In a world where men are increasingly becoming the minority, the Too Much Moxie podcast is the show where men can come and talk and address some issues that affect them. For example, provider stress syndrome, PSS, is an epidemic affecting today's generation of males. The modern women are more independent and look down on their men, and when you are not being appreciated or celebrated enough as a man, it can lead into serious symptoms such as suicidal, depression, substance abuse, etc., which in fact may be at its root what PSS/provider stress syndrome really means. The goal of the Too Much Moxie podcast is to help men to better understand themselves, their relationships, and what it means to be a man. In today's society, it seems like the only thing that matters is being rich, successful, and powerful. But what about those of us who are not? What about those of us who are not rich or successful and feel like we don't fit in? What about those of us who don't have a lot of friends or family members that care about us? What do we do when no one else is there to help us through the hard times, and how can we help ourselves? I personally believe that men need other men around them at all times. But what happens when we lose our sense of masculinity and become more feminine as well? How do we get back on track and reclaim what it means to be a man? The Too Much Moxie podcast will cover many topics related to this topic, including relationships, sex, and dating.
All right. Now, y'all look up there and y'all see this. This is the website, man. This is our sponsor for the day, MuchoArt.com. Mucho Art is a pioneering platform at the vanguard of merging artificial intelligence with artistic creativity. The company focuses on producing a varied array of AI-driven wall art and t-shirt designs, aligning with the contemporary aesthetics while celebrating the amalgamation of technology and human imagination. Their commitment to quality, innovation, creativity is evident in their approach to transforming how art is created and experienced. Now, I'm on their website right here. I want y'all to check this out, man. They got some nice wall art here. You know, look at this wall art right here. Some of y'all need this stuff on your wall, man. So if you like wall art, look at that. Look at that. If you like wall art, if you like t-shirts, get your wall art and t-shirts from MuchoArt.com. And guess what? You can get your Too Much Moxie gear also. You can get your Too Much Moxie t-shirts from MuchoArt.com. Look at these t-shirts right here. Let me show y'all these t-shirts. Let me show y'all these t-shirts. Y'all ain't never seen these t-shirts before in your life. Never. You'll be the only one with them on. Look at this. I like this one. Don't let the wheelchair fool you. I will F you up. Don't let the handicap fool you. I will F. Man, it's legit. Look at these t-shirts designs right here. There they go. The Too Much Moxie podcast t-shirt right there. You got to get it. You got to get it. You got to get it. To get it. It's there. It's there. It's there. So that's what I want to show y'all, man. Back to the schedule program, man. But y'all make sure y'all get y'all wall art and your t-shirt to done 7 to 10 days delivery, right? Christmas time is coming. Y'all want you want to get some dope t-shirts. I should have worn mine today. Okay. I should have worn mine today. But man, dope t-shirts, quality canvas wall art. You don't want to miss out on it. Now, Walt, let's talk about, let me hit him with another fact real quick. Then we're gonna get back into, because there's so many things we could talk about, man. We could talk about Joe Smith and his wife. Oh my God. Oh my God. The saying that you can't turn a 304 into a housewife is so true. But how do you choose the woman she doing corn? She doing corn. And then you wonder why she gonna talk bad about you when you get down. You know why she gonna tell you, "Hey Shaq, can you give him a Papa John's?" I would have walked out too. But let me hit him with another fact. Marital communications, women tend to specialize in rapport talk, communication that builds, maintains, and strengthens relationship, reflecting skills like nurturing and emotional expression. Men, conversely, often task specialists, right? Excel in rapport talk, communication, focused on analyzing issues and solving problems. Emphasis on the analyzing issues and solving problems, showcasing competitive and task-focused skills. What that basically is saying is women want to beat around the bush. They want to talk about everything but the solution. They want to magnify the problem. Men, we tend to hear the problem and want to talk about the solutions. Let's fix it. So that's already a disconnect between men and women. Women talk problems, men talk solutions. How do we bridge that gap to where we both can have a intelligent conversation and get things done? Because that's what it comes down to. We don't want to we don't want to waste time. We don't want to waste time. We want to get right to the point. We want to know exactly what we need to do to fix this situation. We don't want to, we don't want to do all that small talk. So how do we fix that, Walt? Relationship expert Walt D. How do we bridge that gap when women talk problems and men talk solutions?
Yeah, that just goes back to getting the right woman, because it sucks. Some people don't really want solutions. Women they actually want drama in their life, because I have to do that for my profession as well, because I get women coming to me saying, hey Walt, can you come talk to my boyfriend? Can you come talk to my man? Can you straighten him out? Can you get him on track, and blah blah blah? And I'll go talk to him, and I'll go back to the woman and say, hey, wait a minute. Instead of me talking to this man or trying to correct him, what are you doing with him in the first place? He doesn't even exhibit the things he needs to exhibit as a man. I'm not your tool to try to change a leopard's spots for stripes. I'm not a stand-in because you don't want to do the right thing. And sometimes you have to communicate to people like that, because they'll try to use you, and they'll try to have you go down a rabbit hole that you don't need to go down. I'll look up and be like, there's no way, especially the people in church. I'll be like, you want me to fix this brother for you? And he's not following anything that the Word of God says for being a man, being a family man, and so on and so forth. If God's not changing it, I'm not going to change it because I'm not going to overstep God. So we have to understand how not to get it caught in people's tricks, because people will try to trick you. There's a lot of brothers right now that's not alive because they try to go be a solution to a woman that knew what she was doing. He should have just walked away and been like, look, either you follow God or I'm out of here. I'm not going to help you fix your solution. I'm not, you want me to help you fix that? Really? And there's so many women that come to me. I'm like, how come you're not with this brother? How come you're not with that brother? And you know what they tell me? They say, well, he's a nice guy, but okay, then bye. Bye. Because, or he's a cool guy, but he's a respectful guy, but what? There's something superficial, shallow, insecure that you're trying to that you're trying to follow to where you can't get a good man. A good man is a turnoff to you. So then I need to know how to communicate to you and say, hey, I'm not going to fall for your tricks. And that's the solution. If I'm answering your question properly, sometimes the solution is knowing not to fall for somebody's trick and lifestyle.
I think Will Smith should have talked to you before he married Jada Pinkett, man. I think Will Smith should have had a conversation with Walt D, and he wouldn't be in the mess he's in right now. I don't know why Will Smith was chasing after Jada Pinkett, but I mean, it's a mess right now, brother. I mean, what advice can you give a Will Smith type when he's dealing with an unruly woman who obviously wants a divorce? She obviously wants to get out from up under him because she's doing everything she can to ruin his name. What advice would you give a Will Smith type when he has an unruly woman and you're just simping? It's okay. You know, I mean, I get it. You don't want to destroy your brand. You don't want to destroy your money. But what about your dignity? Is that worth anything?
At this point, there's even man haters that's in Will Smith's corner saying you can do better. That's how you know it's bad. But
how you know it's bad.
But what Will Smith is going through isn't uncommon. There's so many men that grew up without a father because their single mother didn't choose the right man. I believe that's the case for Will Smith. I can't remember. But Will Smith went into marriage not knowing the rules of the game. He went into marriage not being mentored by a person like you or I. If you would have known the rules of the game, when she came with that laundry list of things, hey, this is how the relationship's going to be. This is what I'm going to accept. If he would have got mentored by us, he'd have been like, wait, let me see this laundry list. Bye. I'm gonna go find somebody that can get with my program. But because he was raised in happy wife, happy life, even the Will Smith, even the Fresh Prince show, or if you look at the later seasons, they started catering to that happy wife, happy life pandering thing. And it just spiraled from there. So we need to know how to have solid communication. Comes from having a solid foundation in who you are as a man.
That's good.
If you didn't learn how to do happy spouse, happy house, and you only learn from TV, you only learn from your mom who doesn't have a man, then you don't know the rules to the game. You can avoid, if you're a man out there right now and you're like, hey, I want to avoid being like Will Smith. I don't want to do that. Come kick it with us. We'll show you the rules to the game. You don't have to figure it out all on your own. Because trust and believe, a lot of brothers that figure it out on their own, they have to go through divorces. Some of them wind up in prison because cops simp for women. They do. The judicial system simps for a woman. It does. There's things that women can get away with.
There's even money in simping for women. Let's be real. There's money in it.
Right.
You know, same thing like there's money in this woke stuff. There's money in simping for women. There's money in keeping women in power. Trust me. There's a reason for that, because women who unmarried women spend more money than married men and women combined. There's money in it. And I'll say this, man, I want to give you guys some solutions, man, because I know you guys are dealing with some stuff. I know you guys are going through some things. Some of you guys are in marriages and it's difficult to walk away from a marriage, but some of y'all need to walk away. I'm going to just say it as plain and simple. You can talk to your blue in the face. That woman is not going to change and she's not going to get on your program. She's a modern woman. You chose wrong. You didn't know no better. You had 2-3 kids. I get it. And I'm not here to destroy anybody's home. I'm just here to tell you what it is. This is what it is. I mean, it's not going to change. Nothing's ever really going to change. Some of you brothers, you just need to grow some cojones, right? Tell that woman what you want. Tell that woman what you expect. Tell that woman that your needs are not being met. And then you gotta let the chips fall where they may, because she's gonna ruin herself. You don't even have to do anything. I guarantee you just standing up for yourself is gonna cause her to ruin herself, because she's not gonna know how to deal with it. How about that? She's not gonna understand what's going on. Who is this? What changed? No, you've always been the same. You've just been suppressing your true self for her. You've been suppressing your true feelings for her, because you're walking on eggshells. You're afraid of the big D. You're afraid of half Eddie, half I want half. You're afraid of that. You're afraid to lose your kids, because I understand losing a wife is also like losing a child, because you're really in love with that woman. But the truth be told is that woman's not really in love with you. Tia and Tamara, not Tia, Tamara, was it Tia? Is it Tia Mowry? One of them.
Yeah.
Right? One of those twins, Tia, right? I think it's Tia. You gotta really look at how she really undid herself, because she wants him back. But now she's gonna have to. But now, if Corey's a smart man, she can only come back on his terms. If he's not smart, he'll take her back as she is. But if he's real smart, he'll make her jump through some hoops first. The same thing women will do to men. We need to do the same thing to them. Listen, man, if you want to come back, you got to do this, and that. And honestly, to be truthful, I wouldn't take her back just off looking at her IG. Some people might say, oh, well, that's not, she's not out there, but she's out there. You already showed my goods to other people. If I see you in a thong, I'm not supposed to see you in a thong if you're a married woman. If I see you on a boat showing them cakes, I'm not supposed to see you showing those cakes. I'll tell you one thing, you're not gonna catch my wife out there showing her cakes to the world. You're not gonna catch my wife out there showing her curves and her that's for me. That's for me. If another man could see her cakes, another man can hop on her DM. Y'all don't check phones. I check phones. But y'all don't check phones. I don't wanna get in her space. No, brother, you better get in her space. You better delete. You better tell her to delete that social media or get her social media under 1,000 people. Because there's no reason your wife should know more than 1,000 people. 100 even, 200 even, 300 even. Okay, there's no reason for that. You're just asking for trouble. So delete that social media, and you can come back. Delete that IG, and you can come back. All right. Don't talk so much. Listen more. Right. Do what I ask you to do because I'm telling you for the best for this family, not just for yourself, but I'm telling you what's best for us as a team. And I'm the leader of the team, by the way. I'm the coach. I'm the GM. Right. I'm the owner. Right. I'm the player coach, if you want to call me that. But we still in this together, but you got to listen and you got to take heed. That's what you got to do. That's the only way this thing's going to work. You know, if I'm coaching a football team and my players aren't listening and they're just doing whatever they want to do, I'm not a good coach. You're making me look bad, woman. You're making me look bad. You're making me look bad because you out there with walking around with a thong on in front of 20, 30 other dudes. And let's be real. Men look at that. Men look at another man like, oh man, that man is weak. I can take his girl. Just by the way she's acting, men are thinking, oh, she's acting like she's not married. Hmm. Let me, I don't know him. That's not my homeboy. Let me go up in there and do what I need to do. So I would say it like this, man. You definitely got to be more stoic. You definitely got to be more direct. Nip it in the butt early. If you wait too long, it's too late. I'm gonna just keep it real. If you didn't put the standards down in the beginning, it's almost too late to reenact the standards later. You might as well squash that relationship up and it's over. I'm sorry to tell you like that, but it is what it is. If you didn't set the standards in the beginning, it's done. It's done. If you try to set it in the middle, if you try to set it at the end, it's too late. She's already used to one way. I guarantee the next brother though, if that brother's smart, he won't. But I bet you the next brother, she gonna listen to him because he's gonna set the standards in the beginning, and she gonna be already in her past her prime and know, hey man, I don't got too many chances to mess up while I'm out there because I'm half 100 out here. I don't know how old T is, but she got to be close to half 100. She look good. She look good for her age, but she got to be up there. She got to be up there, 40s, late 40s. I mean, come on now. Who you gonna find to marry you in your late 40s? Let's be real. You
But
better
you would
stay
think,
with the man you started with. Right? Am I right? You better stay with the man you started with.
right? You would think they would be mature to know that. But what teaches that? Culture teaches that, right? If your culture is of the world and of these new things coming out, then you're going to say, "Oh, I got options." No, you don't. If you get the right culture, you don't have options. You need to hold on to what you have. You need to respect what you have. You need to cherish what you have. When you think you have options like that, you're not going to train in respecting and loving and appreciating what you have. And on the other side of it, man, that baited out and let her know what she was going to be missing, and letting her know that, okay, if you do return, which you most likely will, you're going to have some apologizing to do. You got some things to do to take
Make
accountability for that.
her. Hey, I told y'all in 2023 what it was about. Make her pay. She got to pay. She got to pay. There's no forgiveness without repentance. Let me say that again. There's no forgiveness without repentance. If she doesn't repent, if she doesn't change her ways, Corey, don't take that woman back. And don't fall for the okey doke. Don't fall for the pretend. I'm gonna pretend like I got it together, and then I'm gonna go back. No, 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 no. You run her through the shit test. You run her through the same thing. You say, listen, man, we're gonna go back to dating. We're not even gonna worry about getting married again. Matter of fact, if I was him, I wouldn't even marry her again. I would stay unmarried and just keep the relationship. How about that? We gonna do this in God's eyes. We're not gonna do it on paper anymore because you messed that up. You messed that up. We're not getting no. We're not doing no. You're not hanging that over my head where you can take half any. No, 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 no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You come back, you can live in the house, but there's gonna be some rules. And if you get out of line, I'm kicking you out. I'm kicking you out. That's just how
And
it
you
is.
and you just now displayed perfectly how you communicate to your woman.
That's it. That's it. Be direct. Be stoic. You know, uh, be real. Be real and don't, I always say it like this, man. Always take the high ground. Never take the low ground. She's gonna go low, you stay high. Always keep your word. Very key. Keep your word. Because you keep your word, you'll always have the moral ground over anybody and any woman in any argument. The moment you don't keep your word, the moment you go back on anything you say, she's gonna use that against you in the court of law. It's just how it is. Women look for holes in men and they try to shame them. They look for your weaknesses and they try to use it against you. Don't give her any weaknesses. Don't don't cry in front of her. Don't complain in front of her. If you want to cry and you want to complain, get you some brothers and cry and complain to them. Now, eventually they'll get tired of hearing that, but it's better to cry and complain to them than crying and play to your wife who's going to bring it up and use it against you. I tell one of my buddies, I say, hey man, listen man, don't you go tell her that. Don't you do that. Hey, listen, you did right by coming talking to me first, and this is where it stays. Because if you tell her that, she's gonna think you weak, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Talk to me. I got solutions for you. I'm gonna help you get strong again. I'm gonna help you get strong again. But don't you go talk to her where she go, don't fall for that trick. Oh, open up to me. I want to be your everything. No, she can't be your everything. She can only be your wife. You are her everything, but you're not her everything. No, no, no. No, 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 no. You go get you some men and you hang around some problem solvers and we're gonna get you right. We're gonna fix you. We're gonna get you together. But you go talking, you go talking to the for lack of a better word, to the help, the help gonna be your boss. How about that? And you don't want that. She's your help me. Keep her your help me. You got issues, talk to God. Talk to God and then talk to other men. That's how it goes. It goes God, you, then her. That's the pecking order. God already established the pecking order. You got a problem, you talk up. You never talk down. You always talk up. Your problems, you talk up because men, we need a higher power. We don't need a lower vibration. We don't need to be talking to low vibration women. We need to be talking to a higher power. Get our message, get our correction, right? Get our direction from God. And then we go talk to other men so they can validate what God said. Because other men are God's gonna put men in your life that's gonna be the prophet that you need, for lack of a better word. God's gonna confirm his word once he speaks it to you. He's gonna be like, oh man, did God really say that? And then he's gonna send a brother and say, yeah, man, you know that business, man, I think you should start that thing, man. But my wife, there you go again. Worrying about the world. The Bible talks about worrying about the cares of the world more than the cares of God. When you start worrying about the cares of the world more than God, you get in trouble. You get in trouble. So keep God first. Talk, if you got a problem, talk up, don't talk down. And keep your woman in a state of, for lack of better, keep your woman in a state of peace. Don't bring her problems because she can't solve them. You bring the solutions. Let her bring you the problems and you solve them. And that's how it works. That's it. Hey man, this has been a great show, Walt. What do you think about the show today, man? It's a great show, man. And I think we hit our point right where we're supposed to hit it.
Yeah, I love it. And hopefully this will allow some young men and older men freedom, health, wisdom, to where that they could proceed forward with healthy relationships and not those old simp relationships to where the man just takes it and moves on. I love it.
Right. Well, you know how we do around this time, man. It's that time to wrap things up. Thanks for joining the Man Talk today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments. Stay tuned for more episodes where we tackle what it means to be a man in today's world. Catch you next time on the Too Much Moxie podcast. We are out. Peace.